that wave, we 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 that wave.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in the world. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
EBL, in conjunction with the Is We Poddin' podcast, is bringing you guys a new platform that we're putting together. That'll be called the Fourth Round. It'll be Robbie himself up here. My name's Cal, as you can see, and we got brother Ty, who is also from Is We Poddin', and we'll be interviewing some of your favorite battle rappers, personalities, things like that. You know, hope you guys like it. Like we said, this is the first installment. Dave, you have something to, got something to say to people as well, brother? This is your platform after all.
I got nothing to say. This is y'all. There goes Ty. We got Ty to build it right now. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Ty, what's good?
What up? We're here. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep. All right, let's get it.
All right. Go ahead, Cal. Introduce y'all first guest. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Without further ado, I would like to introduce, this brother, very, very distinguished brother, if I do say so myself, one of my favorites all time, coming in at almost a staggering amount of 17 million plus views all time. Mm-hmm. Brother has almost 130 battles across the world, across the net, probably in your neighborhood once or twice. That being said, without further ado, we would like to bring up Danny Myers, y'all. Danny Myers, how you doing, brother?
What's the deal? Thanks for having me on the show, y'all.
No problem.
Well, thank you for giving us the opportunity.
Absolutely.
What's good with you, Danny? Well, there's three of us, man. So we decided last night we're just going to kind of rotate one or two questions at a time. So we're going to try not to talk over each other. So it's always going to be you and one of the hosts conversation.
No problem.
All right. Well, first off, brother, I don't get on Twitter much, Danny, but I was skimming through Twitter this past weekend, right? And I know you had the Redemption 2 card, correct?
Right.
A lot of people in the building was saying that you beat Clips 2-1, if not possibly a 30, right?
Absolutely.
I got a question for you, man, because I know you're an honest guy and you're going to tell the truth, right? Why did you let Charlie Clips get on camera and lie to the people like that? Why did you do that, man?
Well, listen, man. Clips is my good brother. We friends. Right. I'm not going to discredit that man for what he did. He got up there and spit an incredible third round freestyle. But I'm not going to let, the people, I don't got to really talk my shit like that when niggas know what's good. You know what I mean? Like, y'all, everybody that was there, they seen what happened. They know what happened.
I think part of the backlash, Danny, is that sometimes people feel like when it's time for you to talk your trash, like you're quiet and you get into that humble bag. You know what I'm saying? We all felt like that was a good time to just be like, nah, I 30'd you clearly, because this man clearly lost to Calico. Calico let him get on camera and lie as well. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be letting Clips lie, man.
Well, I mean, listen, I'm 43, man.
Right.
I'm, maybe when I was 10 years ago, you know what I'm saying, I would be talking a lot of trash. But I think the work, I let the work talk. You know what I mean? Like the work that I put in. And besides, one thing I also learned was it don't matter. Like people gonna call it how they call it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all call the battle. I think the battle's a dope battle. Again, we agreed that it wasn't quite a classic, but it was very good. It's good entertainment. He got the first round in the building. I said, now maybe not on camera. I got the second round clearly. Now the third round is where y'all call the battle, because my third round I was just wigging, line after line, bar after bar, punch after punch.
Right.
He decides to not have a third and just freestyle his entire third. He asked Smack for a theme. Smack said, yo, let's rap about some scary shit. So he put together a horror movie themed freestyle third round where he basically was trying to explain why Michael Myers is the most boring killer and all the other like Chucky and Freddy, and why they were way doper than Myers. So I think it was dope. But I mean, if we being honest, man, we ain't gonna let him get away with none of that shit.
It was a 30 ball.
Is it because he's such a friendly guy?
Yeah, he's definitely a friendly dude. We're friends, so it's like I'm not gonna badmouth a homeboy over the sake of to say I want a rap battle. Like it's really not that important. I feel like
It's
as
not that
long as
important.
both of us did what we were supposed to do, then whatever. You know what I mean? But I know I won. He know I won. So this is my I would say this is my third win over Clips. I told people, I said my style is the kryptonite to Charlie Clips.
Mm.
You know, some guy like niggas that got like, I ain't gonna say average bars, but niggas that like don't really champion lyricism like that, they're gonna lose the Clips every time because his stage presence, his charisma, the funny shit, all that kind of just it overwhelms them when they're just trying to rap at his level. You're not gonna beat Clips at his game. But when you got somebody such as like take me or Rum Nitty and you put us in front of Charlie Clips, eventually the star power, the Charlie Clips it factor wears thin, and it's being exposed like, yo, you really not rapping like these dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like you're dope, you're funny, you got some nice haymakers, but just the consistency, the frequency of how fast these punches are coming. If go back to him versus Rum Nitty. Go back to him versus Rum Nitty, and you'll see like, yo, Nitty beat Clips. Go back to his first loss, which was B Magic. B Magic, it was the first person to beat Charlie Clips. And it was because it was just an onslaught of bars. Like the bars eventually beat everything. That's what I've always had that philosophy that bars beat everything. You know what I'm saying? You can have the biggest, the brightest star, the fans, the stage presence, the name. You can have all that, but when somebody in front of you and they not playing none of these games with you, and they just rapping cold shit after cold shit, even the most just the fans that pop in and out of the culture can look at that and be like, yo, I don't really know who this Danny dude is. I don't really know who this Needy dude is, but they kind of you know what I'm saying? They kind of wigging on this man. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's just the raps beat everything. I feel like it's important that that's why I'm on this thing called Protect Lyricism. I think lyricism has to take precedence over everything else. I understand that this is an entertainment culture, right? You know, you got you got to have performance, because you can't just have a pen and then that's all you got, because now nobody care. Like, you're boring. That's what they call you.
Yep.
I remember when Chilla was first on the come up, and it was like, yeah, he nice. All he do is scheming, but he's boring. And then XL, everybody said, yo, that man pen crazy, but they was like, he don't. But these guys have stepped up in other regards. But what they did first was make sure their pen game was on point first. And the same thing with me.
Right on.
I cared about was just rapping better than my opponent. As far as like being more entertaining and outperforming them, I really wasn't focused on that. But I do understand that that's part of it. But the bars have to come first for me. Because some people put performance over the bars. You know what I'm saying? They don't really care about what they writing. They figure like, as long as I can perform this shit and make it look away, this average shit gonna seem incredible on that stage the way I perform it. And it works for some people, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just not one of those type of guys.
I can't even lie.
Huh?
Hitman is fire. I can't lie.
Yeah, I think Hitman want to prove that he can rap too. I think he want to prove that. So hopefully on was it tomorrow?
Yep. I think so. Yep. I think
tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. So hopefully tomorrow Hitman just like shuts up all the naysayers and all the people that just doubt his pen or sleep on his pen. But yeah, like guys like that, they you think of performance first. Certain people where they're so electrifying, you really don't you know what I'm saying? You ain't really tripping on what they saying, just as long as they put that, you know what I mean, a special skill on it. So you'll have like I don't want to say, well, you can say Bridge Rothstein, you can say
Okay, yeah.
Dot Hitman, to a degree, Rex and Surf. Like these, but I mean, I think Surf cares more about the pen than the rest of them. But some guys are just so electrifying. Shit, man, they don't really be too focused on what they actually saying. Just it's about what y'all know the saying. It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
How you say it, yeah.
And I feel like you one of your recent battles that we saw, you handled somebody very, very disrespectfully, who is a person who is great at saying, I guess, common or average things very well in an exciting manner. That's being Tay-Rock. Tay-Rock, I went back, I watched you and his battle, and then I got curious because I went back a little before that because I saw Tay-Rock's kind of promo leading up to it, him kind of being disrespectful, kind of writing you off. And I went back and I saw your proving ground with Mark Minor. And the irony of it, parallel universe.
He was right there.
He was standing right there, losing his mind.
It was crazy. He was choking Danger Zone out.
Yeah, like pushing Jazz, just bullying Jazz. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
I don't know if
that's the parallel universe for real, right?
That's crazy. So I'm looking at this, and I take the real quick, Ty. So taking this, I also saw a situation where Mook was in a barbershop the other day talking with some guys, and they were saying that they would choose to take Jazz over you if you guys ever battled. And in my brain, I'm looking at this, and y'all felt like that about Tay-Rock before Danny battled him, and he smoked him. So y'all think...
Man, listen, man. I don't know what Mook was drinking prior to that interview. And shout out Mook, man, because listen, that man's a battle rap master.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, you got to respect everybody's opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody respect Mook. When you bring up Mook's name, like, everybody's paying attention, right? And he rarely even be talking like this. However, what pissed me off, I really wasn't tripping. I wasn't tripping on him saying he think Jazz can beat me. But when he said what's his name? Cardin, I think that was Cardin says, or I think it was like between a big stage and a small room. And then this fool Mook says, yeah, even in a small room, I got Jazz. I was like, are you fucking
that was crazy?
Yeah.
You know, and listen, first of all, shout out Jazz because she definitely can beat anybody. I think Jazz can beat anybody. You know what I'm saying? Even me, even me, if I'm playing, right? And I never play, but I'm just saying if I just decided to go light, she can win, right? But especially like you say, big stage. But honestly, bro, she can't beat me on a big stage, a small room, a medium stage, a rooftop, a basketball court, a phone booth. She can't beat me at rapping at the end of the day. Like let's get that out the way. But for him to say she could beat me in a small room, which is where I'm even more dangerous, it was like a slap in the face. And I'm like, man, first of all, nigga, you can't win. You can't beat me. How about that? Let's start there. I tweeted both of them. Like, I tweeted Mook after the day he battled Geechee, and he says, yo, Danny, with all them big words, he like the Scrabble champ or whatever. So I said, yo, come see the Scrabble champ. No response. Jazz was cooking everybody. I told Jazz, yo, come outside. No response. So he up here telling the world he thinks she could beat me, but neither one of them have responded to my call out. So it's like, that should be irrelevant to me, bro. Because at the end of the day, we could talk and do all these interviews and get in front of cameras and say whatever we want to say, but that shit only matter in the ring. So if y'all not trying to suit up, then shut up. Suit up or shut up, says the bar guy.
Yeah.
How about that?
Okay.
I want to go back to The Rock real quick. Let's wrap up that. That was a long time coming because originally I really wanted to see this when you battled Newborn on Caps, and he was the judge, and he scored against you, and he later mentioned like me and Danny got to see each other.
Yeah, well, it was a grudge. damn. Hey, shout out to you for even remembering that. So I know you know your battle rap history, but yeah, I mean, I think me and Rock, our rivalry go back even before then, you know, and it just really started to heat up over the years. You know, just little slick shit he was saying in person, slick shit he say online, and I was just like, hey, bro, if this is who, shout out to Rock because he obviously is like the URL GOAT. And you know, I always be like, yo, if Smack ever want to like hang it up, I feel like Rock should be like the first person in line to like take the keys. You feel me? Like I always give him that respect. But I always say, you know, popularity, none of that shit don't matter when you in a ring in front of me. You know, I make all these niggas don't look like they dominant self when they in front of me. That goes for everybody, from Clips to Geechee to Nitty to Rock, K-Shine, whoever. They be dominating everybody else, but when they in front of me, it's like they in a fight of their life. Win, lose, or draw. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I knew I could beat Rock and Rex and K-Shine and all of these guys for years. From Arsenal to Suge, I said, yo, I could beat all of them, and I beat all of them. So I'm just right now. I'm on my luck shit. You know what I mean? I'm tired of all the, you know, I gave out more shots than anybody in the history of battle rap.
That's a fact.
It's documented.
Speaking of giving out shots,
but right now it's time to kill the rest of the legends.
Right.
Tell Lux come outside. Tell Moo come outside. Shout out, you know, T-Top, Paradise, Illmac. You know what I'm saying? That's my list. And Jazz, if she want to, if she want to get added to that kill list, you jump your ass in the ring too.
Does Illmac even battle anymore? We haven't seen him in a few years.
He's been doing the rap off league. He's been developing battle rappers, and he's been doing the cartoons. And me and Illmac have already agreed we're gonna throw a tournament, and my team of battlers is gonna battle his team of battlers, and we're gonna the last two from each side is gonna battle on me and Illmac's card versus, you know, as me and Illmac is the main event. So we'll be announcing that pretty soon.
Wow.
But yeah,
damn, that's a dope
Illmac
concept.
is still around, and you know, he's amazing. That's all I can say about that man. That's all I can say about Illmac.
Illmac is in my top 10 for sure, man. Now, Danny, you had mentioned something about giving people shots, right? There's a narrative going around that you don't have a lot of impactful battles, right? Now, my counter argument to that would be that you've given a lot of like big star shots, like B-Dot, Geechee Gotti. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when a lot of these up and comers battle you, it's almost like a rites of passage, right? It's like you passing the torch or give, you know what I'm saying, opening the door for you, for them. My bad. Battling Rex in New York was a big deal. In your opinion, Danny, what are your like 3 or 4 most impactful battles?
I think me and B-Dot and me and B-Dot, me and Rum Nitty the first time. I mean, even me and Disaster. I think I mean I got a lot of them actually, but I think those off the top of the head, those would be it because me and Nitty kind of like changed. We revolutionized the way punches are written, and just kind of like two nobodies that just came out of nowhere and just created a classic battle that rarely happens. You know, we saw that with JC and Chilla. It rarely happens. Me and B-Dot, I think that was monumental for just the West Coast. And I think, you know, I saw angry fans say, yo, outside of Lux versus Hollow, during that time, that was the best battle we ever seen. Like, and for him and Jay Black to be, you know, blogging about that battle, that was monumental. And I mean, Disaster, you know, that's my first million view battle. And so for me, that impacted a lot just for me personally.
Yeah.
And when people say I don't have, let me clear that up real quick. I gotta talk my shit sometimes. I'll be humble, but it's hard to be humble when you're raised in the jungle. So, nigga, I'm the nigga that opened the fucking door for the West Coast. Let's start there. I always tell people that. I'm the one that did the first proving grounds from somebody from Los Angeles. Hasn't been done before. I kicked open the door. I'm the one that gave Geechee Gotti his first big look. Rum Nitty, B. Dot, Coffee Brown, Emerson Kennedy, rest in peace, Young B the Future, and so many others. I'm the one that got Bankhead really on the map. I'm the one that helped invigorate Mac Myra's career. Me and quantum physics. I like niggas that wasn't even really getting looks. Danny Myers came outside and just kind of gave their career a boost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even when people was trying to write off B Magic, that's why I wrote that third round for B Magic. It was like, I'm gonna dedicate my third round to you and the history that you have laid in this culture. And that all that and you know, he's been back since. He's been back. He ain't all the way back to the top, but he's been that put him on the right track. You know, me battling a little slap, opening up doors for now. You see like I said, T-Rex battled Fury Montana, and then Bill Collector came and battled a little slap after that. That was again like breaking, like just starting a trend. Then when you say my battles don't have impact, well, I'm talking about everybody from Clips to Cassidy to Jazz the Rapper to everybody else has done a parallel universe. This, you know, I don't really see somebody else like other battlers that have had that amount of impact throughout their career, where you got, you know, celebrities, and then MC Hammer is retweeting the Hammer Time bar. When you say impact, what more can somebody do? I don't know what else can, you know what I'm saying?
I think it's a narrative, Danny, because a lot of times that you're not the headliner and it's not like a big battle that everyone's looking forward to. I think that's the narrative. You kind of like have these impact. It's kind of like under the surface type of things. Like you really got to kind of dig through the crates to kind of, you know what I'm saying?
But check this out. Every time I'm on a card, it's battle of the night. Me and Jake Two was just battle of the night. Me and Charlie Clips was just battle of the night. Shout out to Jay Moore. Me and Jay Moore was just battle of the night. Every time Caffeine got me on a card or URL got something going on, even if I'm not the headline, I'll be one of the most anticipated battles of the card. Period. It don't be like, here's another Danny Myers. I don't care. I skipped that one. It's like that be the one everybody leave the building talking about. So it's weird because I might not be the star that, let's say Rock, Geechee, Surf. I'm not the star because I never got in this to be a star. I just got in this to be the best. So I don't carry myself like a star. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's whatever you do in your life, it kind of reflects like everywhere else, right? So if I don't consider myself like this battle rap star, then nobody else is gonna look at you like that either. But again, I just got in this to be the best. Now, when you ask around, like, yo, who are like the top 10 battle rappers active right now, my name always come up in the top 10 in the world. In the world, Craig.
Right.
So when it comes to that, like your skill set kind of outweighing and like taking precedent or like more importance than like the whole stardom. Do you feel slighted when these things like Champion of the Year roll around and Twitter happens and people are kind of influenced by the narratives that have been painted the whole year? And does that impact you in a way to where it's like, I'm going to kill the next person? Because it looks like you take every time there's something that happens, you get slighted.
Right.
I just saw you beat up. What was the young man's name? You killed that boy, Archduke. I don't know
Archduke. Yeah. Oh my God.
You just sent that boy to hell. You see what I'm saying? So,
you know,
how does that fuel you?
No, you're correct. You're correct. You guys know your shit. I like you dudes. Pause. But you guys know your shit. I like talking with people that know they shit. You feel me? Like y'all ain't just some old random poo butts. Like y'all know y'all shit, man. So yes, do I feel slighted? You know, I definitely feel slighted because even if you want to put me at number 2 or number 3 under Rum Nitty. I'm fine with that, even though I felt like I should have won it. Shout out to Nitty though, but you know I'm not mad that Nitty won it. So it was like it was a bittersweet thing. It's like, oh, well I didn't get it, but my man got it. So hey, I'm fine with that. But to put me at number 8 it was super disrespectful. It was super disrespectful. How in the world do you put me at under Tay-Rock? First of all, Rock gets number 2. Me and Rock go head to head. I beat Rock, and then I battle tougher competition that same year. He battled Vixen, Swamp, Stumbles, Snake Eyes, Ryder, Swervo. Then I took on Sharon, Prestavia, Beat Magic, Fonz, None,
right?
J400, Active, Clone. I'm talking about monsters, right? So I took on tougher fights, and I beat him, but I'm under him. It's like, where's the reasoning for this? Like, let's figure this out. Like, this is where popularity in politics just kind of take precedence over like actual skill set, material. Because like I said, when the champion dropped their criteria, I checked all the boxes. I had moments. Like I said, MC Hammer himself was tweeting out the Hammer Time bar. I did the Black Man is God rebuttal versus None, jump off the stage.
Right.
Started that train. Now everybody's jumping on stages. A lot of shit, when I do it, is corny. But motherfuckers take that shit. When I first got in, I'm like, I'm screaming.
Right.
Now you see Fonz doing it. Now you see Torque doing it. Now that shit was corny.
It's catching on,
doing it though. Yeah. But I'm a trendsetter. I don't follow trends. I set the trend. I jump off stages. Now you see these guys jumping off the stages. So yeah, I was slighted. Okay. I was slighted every year, and it does give you that. All right, they playing with me. They fucking playing with my name. All right, I just got to take it out on whoever next. All right, I got.
It seems like they hold like one little mistake battle like they weigh way too much.
Yeah, what they'll do is they'll take the Frack battle and say, well, Danny choke versus Frack. And it's like, okay, well, my response to that is prior to me and Frack battling, none of y'all was doing prediction blogs on that card. None of y'all can even name I'm talking about without Googling the two other battles that was on that card. Okay. So it was like it was an exhibition card. And I'm not trying to downplay what Ilmac was doing, but what he was doing was I want to debut this cartoon, and just for the sake of doing that, I want to just throw some battles on it. It was really that's really all it was to it. And mind you, the week prior to me battling Frag, I'm not making no excuses, but I was a little overworked because I battled Ab the very week before that, and the very week before that I had battled Rolla in Virginia Beach. So I was a little battle fatigued, brain was fried, and it was a shit going on that week prior to me preparing for Frack. But Frack is good. First of all, Frack can beat anybody on for real. Let's not act like Frack is just some easy old walkthrough battle.
Right.
A lot of people felt like he was robbed when he battled. Was that Disaster?
Yeah.
Tournament, yeah.
Yeah, so and that's Disaster, one of the best of all time. So it's like Frack can beat anybody. So the fact that he beat me, they use that as like, well, you did choke and Frack kicked your ass, and it's like, okay, so what about the other 29 battles that year? Like you're gonna take that one battle, and that's the excuse to put me at number 8? Get the hell out of here with that shit, man. Hey, man, and furthermore, shout out to Jay Black, because like I said, he don't even have to do this. Right. He don't have to do it, so we could complain. But what if he just stops? What happens when he just says, no more champion of the year, I'm done?
Yeah, nobody's going to do it.
All I do is try to put money together for y'all. I try to have a conversation going, and all y'all do is disrespect me. I'm not doing it no more. So he don't have to do it. But if you are going to do something like this, I see 2 guys on the panel whose faces I had never seen before in my life. I don't even know their names. The one black dude and the one white guy.
The Riddler.
They was on the panel judging the most important discussion of the year. So when I saw that, I already was taken aback. Like, who is these niggas? Like, hey yo, shout out to Young Ill for Smack. Who is these niggas?
Yeah.
Like, no disrespect to them either, but that's like, y'all having like the most important conversation between you and your wife, and then she brings in two people you never seen, and they're taking her side, and you're like, what the fuck? What y'all got to do with this? Who are you? Fuck out of here. Like. So I think the process has to be changed 100% for next year, or for this year going into the battle year. The next panel, it got to be legit. I do want to see like a woman or two on the panel. I do want to see somebody from the Midwest, somebody from the South, somebody from the West Coast also on the panel. Credible people, not just anybody, but whoever the culture deems suitable for that occasion. Then I would like to see a little more diversity on the next panel, and they got to start taking into account a lot of shit that they don't take into account. So but again, anytime you do a list, you're gonna be wrong somewhere. You're gonna be wrong, right? Like, no matter. There's no such thing as like the most perfect, because no matter where you place somebody's gonna have something to say about that shit. Regardless, you can't please everybody, so it's a very difficult job. But we can try to make that thing a little bit more accurate than what we have been seeing in these last few years.
Okay, I'm not mad at that.
What do you think, Danny, about certain battle rap media platforms having clear bias when it comes to certain battle rappers, that they've had alliances or linked up with them, or they just become super friendly behind the scenes? So that kind of affects not only their judgment on the Cody panel, but even when we get into prediction blogs and recap blogs, it's clearly slighted as far as how they see the battle. What do you think about that?
If that's their, like, okay, their opinion is one thing, but if they're influencing like the public's opinion, then I think we have to dismiss that. Like, how in court, like, some shit is just inadmissible,
right?
Like certain testimonies from some of these obviously biased media just should not even be admissible if we're talking about like who's top 10 of the year or who's top 20 of the year. It's kind of wicked, and like, for example, I don't want to use Tony Bro and Snake Eyes, but that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head right now. So shout out to Snake Eyes, because he's been working, and I see he got, I think, number 18 top of the top 20 of the year, but Tony Bro was like his manager. And then we go to Snake Eyes wins and losses. It's like you really been losing. You've been losing a few of these battles. You know what I'm saying? Bad News. What was it? Stumbles.
Lost that one.
Couple others. Yeah, you're having fights. A lot of the controversy and drama is keeping you afloat more so than your actual bars.
Ouch.
And so it looks away if your manager is on the panel and then you get 18. It's like, it's just some things are just a little questionable. You know what I mean? You just, not that it matters. Who cares? Because look, he didn't win it. He didn't win it. So it don't matter, right? So, but sometimes relationships will help you more than your skills.
Do you feel like I'm trying to word this the right way and not get us canceled, but do you feel like battle rap media guys a lot of times kind of pick and choose when to use that media card?
When shit get when shit get hot, when they're in the hot seat.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking
about. Now
they
just the media.
Right.
When things is all good, it's like, no, I'm a super insider and I know everything I'm talking about.
Right.
But when it's like when motherfucker back against the wall, then the media card go, hey, I'm just reporting the news.
Right. Exactly.
They do that shit. A few of them do. Notable ones too. Right? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to name no names right now. I mean,
yeah, me neither, bro. It's our first episode, Danny.
Yeah,
come
on.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just coming to kick it. I ain't coming to start no controversy or no drama. But
right.
I mean, it's nothing. It's not like it's a secret. We all see the shit, so it ain't like it's just I'm saying it. You know what I mean? Oh, Danny Myers is being messy, or I'm just. We gotta state the facts. Somebody got to keep it real around here.
That's fair.
Because if we don't, this thing turns into something other than a culture of bars and lyricists. It starts to become like fucking Real Housewives or some shit like
WWE.
Yeah, we can't let it turn into that. Because I mean, it has been turned into a clown show for the last few years. I'm just one of the few that's still on the crusade of keeping this thing as authentic as possible.
Okay. So I did have because this is an interview. We could talk battle rap all day. All three of us are really adept in that as far as like knowing the history.
I can tell.
Yeah. So we do have a couple more battle rap questions, but just giving you a heads up, we're gonna ask you a couple other things, more like personal things, your preferences.
Yeah, for sure.
So I was watching one of your recent interviews as well, to where you were talking about they brought up the situation where you have a Lux lyric tatted on you, to where it's bury me with my integrity.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you said that was pretty like profound and that held weight to you.
Yes.
And with that being said, like you're still looking to battle him, have him on your hit list and things like that. But it kind of popped in my mind because I'm also very astute when it comes to hip hop history, and I remember that LL Cool J and Cannabis feud situation that went back and forth, and then let me get that mic off your arm, Like, do you feel like you may have accidentally unlocked an angle when it comes to that? If you do battle him, that can't win him the battle. That can't win Lux the battle. Okay.
You need raps, bro. It's nothing wrong with because I'm a fan first.
Yeah.
I'm a fan first. Busy B, Cool Mo D, LL Cool J, Shan. Yeah. I'm a second generation battle rapper. Right after Shan, KRS One, them, here comes Danny Myers.
Right.
So I've been a fan of this shit since its inception, right? Mm-hmm. I think Lux was like the first battle rapper that I thought was crazy. To me, it was the Midwest Miles battle, and then the 106 in Park run, and I'm like, yo, and then watching his freestyles, I'm like, okay, to me, he's the best one.
Yeah.
I like DNA, I like Math, I like Dago Diablo. Shout out Lex and I battle. But Lux was the first one that I really was like, yeah. And then I saw my man Daylight versus Philly Swain and a few other battles Daylight had done. I'm like, damn, he from the West. Damn, he like 20 minutes from where I grew up. Like, okay, he from Watts. I'm like, so wow. So these were the guys that I'm like, I didn't pattern myself after none of them, but I'm just saying like the guys that I respected in terms of the pen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay to be a fan of somebody. You just because you respect somebody or you're a fan of them, don't mean that they automatically can fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's true.
You'll have Kobe Bryant watching Jordan, and then now it's debated if did Kobe actually surpass Jordan in overall skill sets and big moments. It's still between LeBron, Kobe, and Jordan, it's always who was the GOAT. Mm-hmm. Even if you got Jordan or if you got LeBron, Kobe is in the goddamn conversation. Yeah. And he started off by being a fan.
That's true.
He's in the conversation of, is he better than Jordan? You know what I'm saying? So I could view me and Lux as that same thing.
Okay.
And Lux, every time he see me, he's like, yo, Danny, yo, you one of us. I see it, bro. You cut from that cloth. And I'm sitting there like, that's dope coming from you, but nigga, I was doing this for you. Was doing this. You just had the platform first.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I was rapping before you and Mook.
Okay.
I had seen somewhere. Danny, that you had spent some time in New York when you was younger, and you was running around with guys like Shells, like early 2000s, right?
Shells, SAS,
one of the questions I have for you. Okay.
Lady Luck,
shout out Rough Rider.
Yeah. Shout out to them. Shout out to Rough Rider. So
one of the questions I have for you.
Huh?
You so excited, man. You're so passionate about everything. I'm just trying to let you rock out, bro. But I had a question for you, man. In your opinion, what are like some of the differences and the similarities you've seen in the West Coast hip hop scene, in the New York hip hop scene? Not just battle rap, but just hip hop in general. So, like on the West Coast, you have Farside and Freestyle Fellowship and all them guys, right? So, could you tell us some of the differences that you've seen in the hip hop?
Damn, man. What was the difference between West Coast lyricism, East Coast lyricism? Because I learned,
Uh-oh.
Fuck.
Froze up, Danny.
Yeah, Danny, you still here with us, bro?
Might have got a phone call.
Hold on, my fault. I blended my style out of both coasts.
Okay.
I was a fan of Razzcast, Corrupt, and Redman. Really heavy in the 90s. Okay. And I think the West Coast was kind of more laid back, but there were still some writers. You had Saphir and Dale, Ice Cube, of course.
Right.
They're
cousins, man.
Souls of Mischief.
Yeah.
So then I'm listening to Das Effects. I'm listening to Smooth the Hustler, Trigger the Gambler, Cannabis, and it's like the East Coast. It was more of a raw lyricism. It was more of a raw feel, a raw gutter feel. I felt like I couldn't get that feel unless I went out there. And I moved out there in 2000 strictly to battle rap and to meet other battle hungry MCs. And that's when I wound up running into Shells in Times Square, SAS from London, Lady Luck, Dragon, Papoose, Mr. What was that? Fiend or Servo? Mr. Servo. One of them from No Limit was out there as well. And so I made my name throughout the battle rap circuit out there, and they was trying to line me up with Jay Mills back then. Back then, I moved to Detroit. I wound up battling Swan. Shout out to E-Dub. All these guys that came from Blaze battles and the hip hop shop, and I met Proof before he passed away, and I met him in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Yo, my battle rap history is so, man. I got a book is coming out. I can't like just me trying to talk to y'all on the interview is not gonna tell you the whole story. Like the book is coming. Get the book. That's all I can say. Get the Bar Bible, man. It's on the way.
I got a follow-up question real quick, man. I'm gonna pass it to Marabi. You had mentioned E-Dub. Now I remember him battling Idea on Blaze Battle, right?
Yeah.
I think they was in the semifinals. Now those are some heavy names that you mentioned: Lady Luck, Papoose. Now don't lie, Danny. We're keeping it honest. This is our first episode. What was your record with all them names, man, that you just named, bro? What was your record?
I beat Lady Luck. I beat Dragon. I beat Papoose. And I can tell you this, he rapped a song called I Spit Your Head Off. I told him this when I just seen him in LA with Remy Ma. He didn't even remember. And then when I spit the song for him, he was like, oh shit. Like, so it was like, yeah, you had to have been there because how else would you have known that? 199 Stag Walk, Williamsburg Projects, Brooklyn. How would I was there. I was on the bench and he was walking up with his crew. And I told him I just heard him on Cool G Rap album. So it was, I don't know if it was an album or a mixtape, but yeah, just did a song with Cool G, and he was shocked that his music was like way in LA. He was shocked that people had even heard of him in LA. And we wound up battling.
Right.
I lost to Swan. I do feel I was robbed though. That was at the Lush. We battled at, there was this hip hop. I don't even know if they still have it, but it's called the Lush in Detroit. Y'all can do your research. And Swan beat me. I lost that one for sure. Me and Shells was, it was 50-50 because we battled like every day. So, you know, some days I'd win, some days he'd win. And we became really close after that. SAS, I don't think I didn't battle Mega Man or Mayhem because it was the two brothers from London, but we ciphered a lot. So, yeah, I lost a couple battles in Detroit, actually, man. I lost some money matches in Detroit. Damn. You know, but I had a cool ass record, man. I was known like before YouTube, before all these leagues. My name was good, bro. That's why I be trying to tell these dudes like I didn't really start from a league, bro. I really came from the street corners of LA and went to New York with that shit. Went to Louisville, Kentucky with it, Miami, Detroit, and I was known. I went by Madness and Raw Footage back then as well. I didn't go by my real name.
That's tough.
Robbie?
Yeah, I was gonna go back to Champion for a little bit. I was just gonna ask you. I'm sure there's some kind of competitiveness between you, Nitty, and Geechee, and now Nitty won Champion. Geechee's obviously got 3, right?
He got 3.
So
Nitty got
does
1.
it bug you that do you feel like you need one to really like have something to say to them when it comes to ranking in the West?
You know, the way they do it, shit, I ain't gonna never give the way they do it. You know what I mean? The system is flawed. Shout out Tom Cruise. I remember Minority Report when they try to have the precogs and they would predict like the future. And I remember Tom Cruise and them saying like the system is flawed. I never forgot that line. But yeah, you know, the way the system is set up, shit, man. Ines or Gwitty gonna fuck around and win it this year. Let them niggas keep judging shit.
Jesus. Oh my God. Shout out to Ines and Gwitty, man.
Shout out to Ines.
Ines been killing it.
I'm on the way, nigga. Nah, but no, I don't think I need one, man. You know, they always say, you know what, Danny, man, you're the champion of the culture. You're not champion of the year. Like the streets got you. You know what I mean? Like people know the real. You know what I mean? Like you I be one of those guys that gets snubbed for the Oscar and shit. I might be like Sean Penn or shout out to Adam. Was that Adam Sandler? No, was that Adam Sandler? One of them niggas got who was in Uncut Gems?
Yeah, that was Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler. They didn't even nominate him for that. So you know, I know how that shit go.
That's fair.
But I will say, I'm proud of what my brothers Geechee and Ramidi have been able to do and get recognized for their skill set. Because again, I always tell people, it never was all about Danny Myers. It was always about me opening the doors for the West Coast and getting us as respected. Because I remember just watching these Smack DVDs and seeing Rex and all these guys go crazy. And there was no West Coast representation. And I'm like, damn, man, only if, because we had dudes back then. Shout out Compton AV and my man Noise and all those guys from Lost Generation. But anyway, we had skilled lyricists that could compete on these fight clubs and compete on, you know, all the tournaments that they was doing on the East Coast, the Blaze battles. We just didn't have no West Coast people that do it because a lot of times that shit just wasn't out this way. It wasn't no representation. So my thing was, let me get in and open the doors for the rest of these guys. And if they can get on, then I'm fine. That's all I want. So I don't never have to win one because they won it.
Yeah.
The West Coast got
You see that as a win for you
belts.
too.
Think about it. The West Coast has 4 of the 6 belts.
Yeah.
Not 3 out of 6, 4 of the 6.
That's power.
And damn near could have won at the time the other 2. Like when O-Red first won it, I was up for it. When Chilla won it, I was up for it.
Yeah.
So it's like and then the Ultimate Madness tournament, shit, we done won damn near all of those.
Mm-hmm.
But if you let the public opinion tell you, they'll tell you that Gun Titles is the best crew. And I'm like, Gun Titles, but we got all the titles, literally.
Yeah.
You know, my goal has really been accomplished, honestly. I can never battle another day and be satisfied with my career.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that Geechee got 3 belts, Mitty got 1, it's cool. So, you know, I definitely, if they give it to me this year, they do. I know I'm going to put in the work. I know I will put in the work and the effort to get the belt this year.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, as far as how they judge that shit, bro, that shit be out of my hands.
That's fair. That's fair. So as we kind of, you know, start to transition a little bit, you talked a little bit about you splicing your style from both East Coast and West Coast, and kind of talked about how different it was, but kind of similar. As we see in battle rap, it kind of took the West Coast a little bit longer to actually get the recognition and the praise and admiration for the work that they were putting in. And that kind of was very similar to how the hip hop industry was. To where it took a lot of time for brothers to start like accepting the West Coast. With that being said, however, I have to ask you, what region has the best rappers? If you have the West Coast, the North, you know what I'm saying, the South, who has the best rappers in your opinion?
I'm all right, hold on. I want to be fair. So you're saying what region has the best rappers?
Yes, the best
in hip hop or battle rap?
I would say, because I can't in all good faith ask you about battle rap because you're gonna say the West, Danny. I know the people you gonna list. So it would be more so like in hip hop itself,
right?
Like through the hip, yeah. How would you cut that up?
Hip hop. Oh man. Let me see. Oh man. I mean, Crooked I is my favorite rapper.
Okay.
After that, Nas is my second favorite.
Okay.
And I mean, but then you got Kendrick over here on the West. Come on, man. But then you got J. Cole. I mean, damn, is North Carolina the South or that's the East?
We argue about that all the time. Don't worry. That's fair.
You know, damn. I think honestly, who's the best rapper in the world right now? How about that? Because I put it like this. For every one person that I can name on the West, I can name people on the East and rappers in the South like Sci-Hi the Prince, Andre 3000, Scarface.
Yeah.
You know, you could go to the South and then even with the Midwest, you know, shout out to Elzai and just the amazing rappers. And you got Tech Nine and where is he at? Kansas?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, who's the best rapper in the world?
See, that's one of those list things again. People not gonna like my answer. People might not like yours. I have preferential treatment for Kendrick. I've been following Kendrick for a decade now.
Okay.
I'm born and raised in the South. I grew up on Andre 3000. I feel like he's one of the best people to ever put a pen to paper in anything.
Right.
That's hard. Like it really does go back and forth. I have Hove vinyls. I have Nas vinyls. Like
wow.
That's the type of person I am. So it's hard. I just wanted to ask you because you being bi-coastal with that, like you being on the West Coast, coming over to the East Coast, going back to the West, like maybe your take's a little different.
Damn, dog. People ain't gonna like it, man. But I mean, you know, if I choose the coast, I got to choose the West.
Yeah.
I live out there, so don't go there. That don't mean I don't got love for the East.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Anybody, wherever you ask them, 9 times out of 10, they probably gonna name somebody from their region.
Yeah.
Somebody from their city. It might even be just a local dude. So I mean, that's the most subjective thing you could ever ask. Absolutely. Which region has the best rappers? I will say the West. I definitely will say the West Coast. I mean, even like I said, I hate to use battle rap as an example, but when you look at Nitty and myself and B-Dot and Daylight, Geechee Gotti, and you're talking about Disaster, Illmac, just look at the West Coast in battle rap. Like, I clearly feel like the West Coast has the best rappers.
Yeah.
In battle rap. Now, in hip-hop, again, Crooked is my favorite rapper ever. So, I mean, I would West Coast. That's the best way I can. We probably have to do a whole separate. We have to do a whole separate interview for that specific question, because that's gonna be like an hour and some change just talking about.
That's true.
Best rappers in the world in hip hop, best albums, best verses, best feature verses, best flow, best punches. You know, like it could be broken down in so many categories that we could talk that shit all day. So I'll probably skip on that question right now.
That's fair.
Good answer.
That's as fair as I could be.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, with that,
Danny, I got two. Okay. Go ahead, Cal. Go ahead. My bad, bro.
No, so just to make sure that we're in line, Ty, I do want you to pick up, because I was gonna start to get a little more, personal. I want to ask him some safer questions. So we got.
Okay, well, so the safety ends here, I guess. I got 2 heavy questions, Danny, back to back, right? So check this out. But before I do that, I want to tell everybody to like, comment, subscribe to EBL. Also, comment, and subscribe to Is We Poddin', IZWEPODDIN, Is We Poddin'. I want to shout out the rest of the clique: Lucci, Cujo, K, Black Star Boom, Phil Will, and Hiatus. You know what I'm saying? King, if you're in the chat, you should be tweeting this out right now instead of typing, bro. You should be tweeting out that we're doing an interview on your network, man. Advertise, stop typing, brother. Okay. Now, we had mentioned Diz earlier, Danny. Diz is in my top 10. I feel like he's one of the most skilled battle rappers ever. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's scheming, angling, multis, just even like the imagery that he comes up with is just so super ill to me. I want to show
you something right quick. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh.
Let's see.
Right on. Yeah, your boy. Hey, man, your boy B-Dot was slacking on sending me my hoodie, man. It took me like 2 months to get it. I had to take him down.
Hey,
I was on IG. I was on Twitter. I was on Facebook. I had to hunt that brother down, man. But I got it.
You got one.
Yeah, I got it though. Yeah. We good though. But anywho, Diz, man, I think he's one of the greatest battle rappers ever. I think that a lot of his accomplishments don't get the type of praise and attention that they should. I think him and Oxymoron was an incredible battle. I think a lot of people just overlook and underplay what he did with that, bringing all those Russian people overseas. Right. And, that battle, I believe, can be taught in college, like as far as global relations. If you listen to what they're talking about, go so much beyond like battle rap. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're really talking about all kinds of Russian, U.S., Israeli conflicts in that battle, right? My question to you, Danny, being that you battled this man and that you are a friend of his and / associate, why do you think Diz never translated to URL, like with the 2 battles that he had?
Damn. Well, to be honest, he just wasn't his normal self those battles. He wasn't as good as he could have been. I remember walking out of that Tay-Rock battle. I was there. I remember walking out of the building upset at Diz. I walked out like, come on, man, why you play? Because Diz clearly won the first round.
Right, I agree.
So I'm sitting there like, okay, all you need is just one more of them. You know, it don't gotta be a 30, but if you got just one more of those first rounds, you're going to win this battle. Rock wasn't even like 1,000% himself. So that's what pissed me off even more. Is like you lost to like a okay Tay-Rock. And that pissed me off. And I said, you know what, man, don't trip. I'm gonna avenge you. When I get my hands on this fool Rock, man, I gotta do this to get back. Because this man Rock came to the West Coast and beat Disaster, man. I was mad. As far as the Rex battle, he wasn't good. He just wasn't good, man. I don't know if you know what it is? I think he put too much pressure on himself, and he feels like I have to maybe alter my style or change up what I do to be accepted over here instead of just being Disaster. Like if he's just Disaster, I don't think it's only probably a handful of people in the URL that can actually stand in front of him. But if he's trying to like dumb down the style and put one arm behind his back to try to make shit fair, then you gonna look human. You're gonna look normal. And so that's pretty much really the honest answer is he just wasn't himself. He wasn't good. He was not good. Those battles. I'm pretty sure if he was on here, he'll tell you, I regret those battles. I regret writing like that for those battles. So that's all it boils down to.
I appreciate that answer, man. I got a second question, man. Again, kind of heavy, right? Hey, Dan, I got 30 pages of rhymes in this notebook, good brother. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, give me some.
Right, check it out. Now, you don't need it, man. A few years ago, right, Mike P had that infamous round about your wife, right? And then a few years later, hold up, Danny. I see you with the rebuttal. Hold on.
I didn't have a rebuttal. I was going to say.
Yeah, hold on, man.
Vicky literally just watched that 2 days ago. And you know what? She said, yo, this shit fire. She wasn't even mad or nothing.
Right.
She refused to watch that shit when it first dropped because she was people was calling her and texting her. Her phone was blowing up. She was furious. She refused to watch it. She finally watched it 2 days ago. And she was like, yeah, as long as you still won, babe, you got that nigga. Fuck him. But I ain't mad though. She wasn't mad. So
that's dope.
Kind of a cool, happy ending to all of that.
Right on. Well, let me finish my question, Danny. Okay.
Talking through your round.
Yeah, talking through my round, man. Cut my time. A few years ago, Mike P had that round about your wife, but then years later, we see what happened with him and his wife and how that's kind of followed him, right? Something else I noticed years ago, you had accused Surf of getting lyrics from Adi Boom, right? Years later, it comes out that, Surf is getting bars from everybody. Drugs, Easy, Tay-Rock, they got a whole group chat. He said this on Spaces, right? And then now we're hearing stories of him rehearsing or asking his opponents to rehearse with him. Right. And then we all seen what happened with Adi Boom, right? So also, Tay-Rock talked crazy about you for years. And then when y'all finally battled, most of the culture had you clearly 30ing him. So I said all that to say, man, what kind of favor do you have with God to where he kind of fights your battles for you, brother? That's my question.
I think honestly, I put God first. And it's weird to like be praying to God that you can help me win this battle, or because it's like we're talking some like non-Christian shit. It's not like the most holy shit in the world. We're talking about having sex with people's wives and kicking kids downstairs and shooting people's brains out, and then you ask God to help you make up this stuff. So it's weird. It's super weird, man. But I mean, honestly, I definitely believe in God, and I always tell people seek God, whatever that is for you. Just seek God. Just look for God. That's all I can say about that. But yeah, I got a good relationship with God. Mike P, I call it the Danny Myers curse, honestly, man. He did that infamous round, which is probably one of the greatest battle rap rounds ever written. And he did that round, but ever since then, like that round came back to haunt him in like 4, 5, 6 different battles. And then the karma came back. Karma came back with a vengeance. Shout out to
and then
Mike
the
P.
Geechee battle happened.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yo, I was in the back. I was just like, stop the fight. Stop the fight. Don't let this happen like this. What's wrong with you, Smack?
Yeah.
Stop the fight, man. So, but yeah, you know, he got his back. I tell people a lot of times though, yeah, you know, I still won that battle. You know, the crazy part about the Mike P battles, I got the first and third pretty clear. It's just his second round was so powerful. A lot of people just felt like, shit, nigga, you won this whole battle just from the second round. But, you know, I won the battle still. Mike P even admitted it. He's like, nah, Danny got me still. But whatever.
Absolutely. That's fair. I'm not mad at that. So with that being said, as we kind of move in light of that, we see the rounds, we see people still taking like little jabs and everything else like that at your wife. Obviously when it comes to it and you don't hide the fact that you have a lot of children and things like that. Right. And people hit you with a lot of like a lot of fatherhood bars and everything else like that. In light of that, I'd like to put a positive spin on it. Like what's a great lesson that you learned by being a father that you feel like you probably wouldn't have learned that if you weren't raising people, if you didn't have kids, if you know what I'm saying? Something like that.
I mean, I think I just learned that fatherhood is probably one of the best things that can happen to anybody, honestly.
Okay.
You don't have to have 10 kids. I wouldn't advise that shit.
Yeah.
Shout out to my man Henny Man. Henny Man got 11, so whatever.
Yeah.
The battle of the dads and shit.
Yeah.
Going down March 9th.
I was gonna ask about that. Yep.
Yeah, so we both
That's a one rounder?
Yes, it's a one round. We both gonna have some crazy dad bars. But whatever. But I think honestly though, kids will humble you and ground you, keep you grounded. If maybe I didn't have kids, I probably would have been locked up or dead by now. You know, I was wigging. I was wilding. I was just wilding in the streets. Not as a gangbanger, but just as just a street dude. I was in the streets for real. So, you know, just looking at the danger that you're putting yourself and your children in, that shit'll wake your ass up fast. And you either gonna do the right thing or you just gonna continue being this wild street guy, and you're gonna pay a heavy price. And not only will you pay that price, but your children will suffer. And you know, kids definitely will keep you grounded. And the kids teach you a lot of shit too, man. I'll be learning shit from my kids, and you know, it's crazy. I just battled Charlie Clips, and you know, my daughter came to the battle, and Clips is up there taking shots at her on stage and trying to kill my daughter and shit. That's crazy. That's Dominique, my oldest child. That's the one Tay Rock said, I turned Dominique into dominoes.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, y'all always trying to kill my kids, man. Like, you know, it's one thing when when you just have a general bar, like, I'll slap your kid. But it's like when it's your actual living child right here, and like it's specific, it's a little different. It's like, oh man.
Yeah.
But I signed up for this shit, so hey, I just gotta take what comes with it. You feel me?
Absolutely. That's tough though. I couldn't imagine somebody using like my kid's name,
your specific child's name, and that you gotta have super tough skin to be a battle rapper.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because most people just lose their cool and just sock somebody in the face.
Yeah. We've seen that
Sometimes
before.
I look at battles and it's just like, how are you not at least doing something? Like, it's crazy.
Right. Yeah. I think you gotta just put your mind in an entirely different realm, and just say, this is just an act. This is like a movie script. That's all it is. It's not real. But whatever. I mean, that's the price of the game. That, like, I think that's why people watch battle rap, because it's almost like you can vicariously put yourself in the rapper's shoes, and you kind of like, what would I do if I'm that person? Like, luckily it's not you, but you can, like, from the safety of your home, watch a battle from your phone or your TV or whatever, your computer, and just see the pressure that we be under, and imagine how would you deal with that scenario?
Absolutely.
And I think that's the intrigue of watching battles for real.
Yeah.
If there's ever a budget for this, you know those ref cams they put on boxing and UFC? I want to see that. Like, I want to see what it looks like.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy because I was like, yo, why not film like I don't know, with a GoPro or something? Like so the viewer could see from
what
the battler's perspective,
yeah,
exactly what's happening in front of them, around them. That'll be dope. You know what I mean? I might shoot an event like that.
That's tough.
I might throw me and Avocado get together and do something like that, like first person view battle rap event or some shit.
Yeah.
That'd be fire.
Danny, you want a heavy question or a light question?
Heavy shit, man.
Heavy question. Games. Okay, cool.
Look, he rolled up his
we know that there's a lot.
Hold on, let me roll my sleeve up there.
Yeah. I was just get with it, man. Level up. Yeah. We know there's a lot of gun bars in battle rap, right? And a lot of times it's like very over the top, right? Like we've seen guys like have intimate conversations with their hand, like looking at their hand like this. Right?
The gun conversation.
Right. I named it Shaniqua. You know what I'm saying? Like they do all that stuff, right? I got a question for you, man. I'm gonna drop some facts on you. There's been 82 mass shootings in the USA this year so far. There was 647 mass shootings in 2022 last year. We still have countries like Sudan, Syria, Afghanistan, and the Congo use child soldiers, and they are trained as young as the age of 10 or 11 to use assault rifles and shoot people on sight. The gang-related gun violence in Chicago and California is through the roof. According to a study in 2020, Black children are 6 times more than likely to be shot to death by the police than white kids. Hispanic children are 3 times more likely to be shot by the police than white kids. So my question to you, Danny, is what is Danny Myers' views on the reality of guns and the reality of gun violence versus the make-believe stuff that we hear in battle rap?
That's a heavy question.
Excellent. I think stuff like this definitely needs to be discussed. I'm totally against children being taught to murder, and it's one thing to defend yourself, but to be to go on the offense, to be offensive with guns in terms of just like going to grocery stores and churches and shooting up churches and all these mass shootings and innocent children in Chicago just sleeping in their beds, catching a stray bullet through the window or the wall, murdered, and like it's sickening. And I'm just like, and then when we talk about gun control, it's like gun control is not necessarily the answer in terms of now what do you do? You make it stricter to get a guns, because a lot of these guns are not even the legal joints that are being fired. Right? It's a lot of ghost guns on the street, a lot of serial numbers scratched off, throwaways. Mm-hmm. So, when if you think that's the answer, then it's really not. It's not. I'm a gun owner, but it's for protection. You don't see Danny Myers in the news. Oh, Danny went and shot up this hood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, you'll see. Oh, somebody came into Danny Myers' house and Danny bust their fucking head open, protecting his kids. And that's really what guns are for at the end of the day. And the violence is despicable from all the major cities where you'll have Chicago, Baltimore, Philly, Los Angeles, New York City, Memphis, Louisville, Kentucky, Gary, Indiana, Detroit. damn, look, I know all the spots, right?
Yeah.
Milwaukee, anywhere where it's a bunch of black people, it's sad. It's like, but again, it's mindset. It's the music too. I do want to. It's a lack of fathers in the home. It's not one thing. It's a myriad of
multiple things, right?
Problems,
right?
Why this is like this? You talk about the economy. It's tough out here. It's tough. Used to be able to go like to the grocery store, spend $100 and get a bunch of stuff. Now y'all notice when you go to the grocery store and spend $100, you got like 6 things.
Yeah,
it's like a day's worth of food.
What the hell? I got some bread, some eggs, a pack of chicken, a juice, and a case of water. $75. So just the economic crisis and inflation, a lot of stuff we're going through now is directly attributing to violence. Then, of course, the flow of drugs into these cities, control of the drug flow, the money flow, blocks, neighborhoods, jealousy. It's so much, man. That's a whole. As a matter of fact, we should have that discussion as well. That's another separate topic, right? But I do think the battle rappers really be rapping just what they grew up with, what they know, the music they're listening to, their friends being shot. A lot of them have shot and been shot, went to jail, prison. So a lot of them are just speaking their reality, if not their reality, their homeboy's reality. Ask Geechee Gotti, he'll tell you all about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he don't even, and he got his own testimonies. Then, but because of the lifestyle he's chosen, or the lifestyle that he was just born with, it's like he got a lot of more stories. Same thing with True Foe and a lot of these guys that are talking that street realism. That's them taking their reality and making art out of it and being able to make money from their art, thus being able to change their environment and change their mindsets and to give their children a chance at a better life. And so that's kind of like the give and take with it. The beauty is being able to take the negative and turn that into a positive. So where you see like Geechee doing toy drives and turkey giveaways and all this stuff comes from him being able to make money from making art out of his reality.
Right.
Even myself. So it's like, damn, it's a bittersweet thing. You know what I mean? It's messed up. It's messed up for real.
Yeah. Absolutely. I got a lighter question for you. There's a scene in the Matrix, the first Matrix, where Neo realizes he's the one, right? And it shows his vision and he sees everything in numbers, right?
Right.
Danny, tell us, what is it like to think and see things in bars?
The real shit, bro. Everything. This is why I said I'm a bar guy, bro, because I could just be watching a movie or having a conversation with somebody and I see a bar out of it. Literally, like I see a bar in this movie scene right here. Oh, you just said that about the government, or you said that about your sneakers. I can make a bar out of that. And I literally dream bars. Like I'll be in my sleep and I'll be seeing two people battling, and I'll wake up and write down the bars that I heard or that I can remember, and then I use them in my battles. And I'll be like, damn, did I just steal somebody bars? Like, them niggas was in my dream, so it's my bars. So it's like, I don't care if I didn't make the shit up. Nigga, it's mine now. Shit, you was in my dream. So yeah, I honestly do see bars in everything. I'll be having a conversation with the lady at the grocery store and she'll say something. I'm like, that was a bar. She's like, huh, excuse me? I'm like, never mind. She'll be talking about her coworker clocking in early and taking a long ass lunch break. I'm like, oh, that was a bar right there, what you just said. And she don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm like, oh, I can make something out of it. So yeah, I really be in the matrix with this shit for real. Like for real.
Yeah.
Like I I can hear other battlers' bars, and I'm just automatically just disassembling the letter by letter, syllable by syllable, and knowing if that bar was crazy or if it was trash or if it was a reach or had I heard this before or was this a variation of what he said or was it recycled? Like I it just automatically it's kind of hard to like explain, but for real, like I'm really the bar guy for real. Like for real. Like the god of bars. You know, I think me and Nitty are probably like Ryu and Ken when it comes to the creativity in terms of the punches and shit that has never been said before. Like I've always felt like Nitty, if I wasn't the bar guy, it would be Nitty. I really believe that. Like who else? Or even if you got Nitty as the best ever with the words, it's like I have to be right there.
Yeah.
Dead serious. That's crazy.
I got a question for Danny. Shout out to our boy Hiatus. He wanted to ask you, what are some rock bands you listen to? Because you have some bars with referencing some rock bands and different battles. So what are some ones?
30 Seconds from Mars, man. Who? What's my man that they sing the Bleeding? 5 Finger Death Punch. Yeah. Look. Yeah, my cousin Matthew put me up on these rock bands and shit, man. Red Hot Chili Peppers, a lot of the grunge bands from Seattle area. I've been doing this shit for a long time. For real.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm not mad at that. So with that,
it's nothing right. And then, it was almost like a stigma of if you're black, then like if you're listening to rock, like you're a fucking weirdo. Or you're some cornball or some shit. But it's like it's okay to have to like different shit.
That's
you know what I'm saying? Like it was at one point probably weird if you were a black person and you're into art or you're into bird watching or things of that nature. It's like if you're black, you're automatically stuck to like hip hop, basketball, football, or crime. You know what I'm saying? Or selling dope. That's your that's your box. You know what I mean? Anything outside of that, you're fucking corny. Yeah. And a lot of even anime. If you black and you like anime, you're a nerd. They also these negative connotations that come attached when you are black and you listen to rock music. Oh, you like art? Wait, you go fishing? Black niggas don't fish? Like what? Who told you that? Like we gotta stop this shit. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stop that shit.
That's fair. I'm not mad. So I do have this will be my last question for you, Danny. I remember a while ago, probably a couple years ago or so, you started essentially a series on your own YouTube channel where you were like speaking about movies and things like that, kind of more so in the horror realm sometimes. So I wanted to get your top 3 favorite movie genres, like for you.
Genres. Well, sci-fi would be first.
Okay.
Sci-fi would be first because my 2 favorite movies are like Contact with Jodie Foster, Matthew McConaughey, and then you got Interstellar,
Classic.
Another Matthew McConaughey movie, by the way, with Chris Nolan. So yeah, sci-fi is number 1. Horror. I like the. You know what though? The horror genre fell off. Shit ain't really original or scary no more. Not since Hereditary.
Yeah.
I think that was like the last like real horror classic for real. Shit fell off, man. But I do like movies like The Town. Any like bank robbery movie or assassin movie. Okay. That the action genre fell off too, man. For real. Like shout out to Tom Cruise and Keanu Reeves though. They really been keeping that shit alive. Like Tom Cruise is probably the fucking GOAT when it comes to that. I know growing up in the 80s, it was Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone.
Mm-hmm.
And what's his name with the long hair?
Van Damme. Steven Seagal.
Seagal.
Yeah.
Seagal and Van Damme. Them
Yeah,
four,
Van Damme's my guy. Van
and
Damme's my
Charles
favorite.
Bronson, by the way. Them was the 5 like action movie gods of the 80s. You wouldn't and you would never think that they would lose the crown. But then Tom Cruise been doing this shit since the fucking 80s and is into he's about to be 60 years old and he's still doing crazy shit. So
that's
like,
that Scientology 60.
He's the GOAT. And then you got Keanu Reeves, who, you know, with the Matrix and the John Wick shit, Speed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Keanu's on his heels, but, you know, so I do feel like the action genre fell off. But I don't know what you would call it, crime thrillers. So it would be, you know, sci-fi, horror, crime thrillers. Those are my favorite 3 for sure. I'm actually going to be doing some movie trivia. I don't know if it's gonna do it tonight or maybe Monday night. I'll be live on my YouTube channel, and I'll be giving away the golf 12s, the ones that they try to say. They try to say they was fake because the thing is people hadn't seen them before, so they just didn't know. They didn't know what they was, so they just like, oh, this nigga got on fake ass. Nigga got Tiger Woods on the tongue of the shoe, not Jordan. That automatically fake, not knowing it was a collaboration. So. I'm gonna be giving those away free to whoever wins the movie trivia. So if y'all can tune in,
right on.
Subscribe to the channel, by the way.
Well, Danny, we're narrowing it down to the last few minutes. I mean, I got 3 real quick questions back to back, man. If you don't mind, just some real quick answers. I would not be myself if I did not ask this question, bro. Actually, both of these questions, right?
All right.
Shout out to Surf, right? We know his situation. I send prayers up to that man and his daughter, right?
Absolutely.
You were this close to battling him before his situation.
Yeah, that was going to go down in December.
Had he stayed free, what would have happened on that stage between you and him after you seen what happened to your boy JC?
Surf would have got 30. He, you know, God bless that man. If he, you know, get out of his situation. You know what I mean? He's still getting 30. It ain't gonna be no sympathy like, oh, you're home. Oh, you're home. You know, it's none of that shit is popping off. He's still getting 30. Because listen, y'all know how I am in rivalry battles. Mm-hmm. You know, me and Rex, me and Shine, me and Tay-Rock. Certain battles where it's like a real situation there or a beef or rivalry, whatever you want to call it, I 30 these fools every time. So he's getting 30. Because we was doing like an EFB versus Gun Titles card. Mm-hmm. Right. That's and we was gonna do it December. So, you know, unfortunately with his situation, that threw everything, you know, it just kind of threw that out the window. Or just on hold pending, you know, whatever the outcome of his situation. But
watching the Surf JC joint kind of made me think that EFB isn't really friends like that with each other. Like, how did y'all let JC get up there with that Amiri hoodie like that and pop lock in the middle of his round? Like, how did y'all allow that?
The pop locking was fire. He just should have pulled it off different.
Look, man, I didn't know. First of all, I didn't know he was gonna wear the Amiri. Was it a hoodie or a sweater?
Yeah,
it was
a hoodie.
I didn't know he was gonna wear it, and that was just an example of Surf being a Jedi mind control master. You know, like I said, Surf dresses very well. He's always fresh. So that kind of got into like JC's psyche because normally JC will come in there with a hoodie, some baggy jeans.
He was trying too hard that night.
This time, you try to have on these shades and
it was the tournament money.
I got a new attitude.
Yeah.
So and then as far as just like dancing or doing that pop lock move, whatever that was, man, that was just nerves, bro. That had to be nerves. It was just a nervous reaction. Had to be. There's no way you just thought that was cool bro. That was
because
when he did.
If you go on like Twitter and Discord, there's like a little subsection of JC fans that are like, he should just start dancing in the middle of the battle as like a rebuttal to them making fun of him. So I think he took that a little.
Well, listen. If put it like this: if you are gonna do that, cool, whatever. But this wasn't the battle for that.
Yeah.
It's just you shouldn't do that in a surf battle. You know what I mean? You battling somebody else, Sheed happens or one of the newer guys, and it's all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was. But we still friends.
Yeah,
Shut up, fool.
Shout out JC.
Say I could tell EFB ain't friends like that.
That's
funny.
He said, "I just got it."
Shout out JC. Now, I hope he gets well. Looked like he was having a lot of mental stress, and you know what I'm saying, maybe some physical or health issues, perhaps. You know,
that's what it was. That's what it was. Okay. He was just going through some mental shit going on right there.
Yeah.
Before we let you go, King had a question for you right here. Okay.
Huh?
I said King had a question for you. He said, what's next for Danny, and what does Danny want to be remembered for the most when he retires?
What's next for me? Hopefully, y'all can see a Mook and a Lux battle. Y'all can see Mook and Lux this year. Y'all can see me and Iron Solomon.
That'd be crazy.
Now, if you can get two of those this year, I'm cool with that. And
that'd be a powerful year
for just dedication to the craft, dedication to the skill set, dedication to the art form. Just somebody that was like not playing with his craft. Somebody that really took this thing serious.
Yeah. Danny, I got two real quick questions, man. We're like 4 minutes over our original time frame. Good. Real quick, because you've been so honest this whole interview, right? Just real quick, yes or no. We don't need no names.
Let me show you guys Vicky. Say hi, because y'all was talking about her.
Who was talking about me?
No, they weren't talking about you. They weren't talking about you. They was talking about the Mike P battle. I just told them that you just watched the Mike P battle.
Oh yeah, I just watched it. What was it? 2 days ago?
2 days ago. I just told them.
Hi everybody.
Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
They was talking about the Mike. What's your thoughts on the Mike P battle?
I just felt like you didn't say enough to defend me. Like your third round, you spoke on his girl about 2 or 3 bars, and that was it. And Mike P had more bars about me than you had about his girl.
Well, first of all, I didn't even know he was going to. I didn't know he was going to do a round about you.
I know, but
so if I had known he was going to do a whole round about you, I would do the whole round about his girl.
I just felt like you should have had more bars for your rebuttal.
Oh, you mean you should have
the half of that round should have been about his girl. But other than that, I didn't even trip because I'm a strong-minded person, so I don't care what people say. It is what it is. You feel me?
And by P still.
What I do appreciate is that you taking up for me.
Yeah,
that makes me feel.
Yeah, of course.
Makes me feel really good. And then what another thing that shocked me is when you was like, "Cuz," I said, "Oh, I done rubbed off." I done rubbed off on my
said, "Fuck you, cuz." Like, yeah, I was. The crazy part is I had never in my life said cuz, because I don't gang that.
Right.
Y'all feel me?
Yeah.
I never said that in my life. This man Mike P brought out a side in me
that you didn't even know.
Like that nigga unlocked. Unlocked Crip Danny.
I say cuz all the time, and I kind of feel like you just like, man. I was heated. I was heated.
I was heated.
But I appreciate you. I do appreciate appreciate you sticking up for me. That made me feel really good.
All right. Thank you, man. Thank you for your contribution to the show.
You welcome.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Shout out Vicky. Two real quick questions, Danny. Real quick, yes or no. Have you ever ghost wrote for anyone?
What he say? What is sound nosy?
Next question.
Okay.
That means.
Last question, man. If they was to make a battle rap history book, right? I'm gonna name you 4 names, and I want you to very briefly tell me what you think that their legacy is when this is all said and done.
Okay.
Back through the history books. I'm gonna give you 4 names, okay? Just real quick and like no more than 3 sentences for each person, all right?
All right.
First name is Eric Beasley.
Ball headed. No, I'm just joking. No, that man has him and the company have provided a lot of brothers and sisters opportunities to make a living.
Okay.
Honest dude. Shark.
We see that.
Shark, because these guys are like they're some of the coolest people that you ever meet, but they play hardball.
Yeah,
they play hardball.
Yeah,
talk about being successful and maintaining a business. I know that's more than 3 sentences, but
you're good. You're good. That's dope.
Eric Beasley and them they play for keeps, man.
Right. Second name is Supernatural.
Let me see. You got Breeze Everflowing, Tyrant, Idea, Juice. Then you got Breeze, Brother Ali too. He's got to be in the top 5 greatest freestylers ever. I want to say trendsetter.
Okay.
He had to be because a lot of people was looking up to this man. Damn.
Okay.
Oh, legend.
Yeah, definitely a legend, bro. Definitely a legend.
I gotta say legend.
Shout out Supernat. Third name, Reed Dallas.
Pillar. Just put Pillar.
Dope.
Yeah, for the Philly scene, for the whole. He introduced that raw, gritty rap, that raw street rap, for real.
Right on.
You felt that shit when he was rapping. Not saying that I didn't feel it when Rex and a few others was rapping that street shit, but you can always tell, and even to this day. And then when I met him, I seen it was real. Like, oh yeah, he really do this. Shout out to Rambo.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rambo Reed.
I got 2 more names.
But yeah, he gotta be a member of the scene though. Has to be.
Right.
Every time I'm in Philly,
2 more names.
Go ahead.
40 bars. 40 bars.
Dead woman.
Look at his face.
Shout out to 40 bars. Incredible writer. Beautiful soul inside and out. She's a beautiful woman inside and out for real. Yeah, just lyricist, straight up lyricist, man. She really holds that pen in high regard. So I salute her for that.
That's fair.
Dope. Last name, Danny. Pat Stay.
Damn, dog. On some real shit, bro. It's really, there are no words. I don't have, there are no words that can describe that man. Because when you say larger than life, when you can say friend, you're talking about beautiful soul, right? None of those are good enough for me, man.
Wow.
Now damn, indescribable.
Okay.
That's really the one word, man. It's really it, man. Because no matter what you say, you're missing out 100 other things.
Yeah.
That you can say about Pat Stay.
Right.
Yeah. Well, Danny,
no words for him, man.
Yeah, Pat Stay was ill, man. He was dope. He was super dope, man. Well, Danny, this is end of our interview, bro. We want to thank you for pulling up. We want to give you your flowers, man. We just shout you out for always being original, always being outside, not backing down, not ducking no smoke. I was watching on YouTube recently, Danny, like the past year. I seen my boy Cannabis pop up a lot on these different podcasts, right? Like he was on Nim's podcast a couple weeks ago, and now he's on Math Hoffa this week, right? Funny thing about that is, you know, he kind of got blackballed and dismissed by the industry, but people are kind of going back now and rediscovering and remembering what he did in the late 90s and all the trend setting that he did and how ferocious he was as an MC. And I feel like that's kind of you, Danny. Like you don't get the credit right now, but when it's all said and done, and when this book is written, brothers is going to go back through the archives and dig through the crates, man, and they're going to be like, Danny was one of them. You know what I'm saying?
I agree 100%. I've always said that they're not gonna understand what I did, or what I am doing until I'm not doing it no more. So you know, yeah. But Cannabis, yeah, damn, that man was so ferocious. We could do a whole other episode just on him alone.
We could do that, man. We could do that.
Yeah, you and Ty can.
Yeah, we gotta discuss his best verses.
I'm definitely down with that,
greatest feature verse he ever did. Talk about from Beast from the East, him and Redman.
Yep.
Desperados with AZ and them.
The DJ
Nature. No, that was Nature, right? Nature.
Yeah.
AZ.
DJ Clue freestyle. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Crazy.
That man, Cannabis. Jesus Christ. But yeah, salute to y'all, because again, I like discussions with people that are knowledgeable about what they're talking about. Rather than just motherfuckers just randomly just like, hey, so what was, how was this battle? And who's the, y'all really know y'all shit. So salute to y'all. And,
hey, Danny, before you go, would you do us a favor? Would you do us a favor? Would you retweet this episode on your Twitter for us?
Just tweet. Yeah, just tag me in a tweet and I'll retweet. I got you.
Appreciate you, good brother.
Appreciate it.
Take care, man.
Have a great day, man.
Salute, y'all.
Be safe,
I'll be back. I'll be back on here. We got more shit to talk about.
That's a fact.
Definitely.
All right.
Peace.
We appreciate everybody for stopping by. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. And don't just watch the battle. Be part of the battle. All you got to do, look in the description, click the link to the Discord, be part of the audience live.